going to start with reading the policy and conduct at public meetings. The public is invited to speak on any item under discussion by the council after recognition by the presiding officer. The speaker should stand and, for the record, give his or her name and, if applicable, the person, firm, or organization he or she represents. Comments should be limited to 3 minutes unless approval by the presiding officer, and citizens requesting to speak shall limit him or herself to matters of fact regarding the issue of concern. Prepared statements are welcomed and should be given to the clerk of council. Prepared statements that are also read, however, shall be deemed unduly repetitious. All prepared statements shall become part of the hearing record. While the council is in session, those in attendance must preserve order and decorum. A member shall not delay or interrupt the proceedings or the peace of the council, nor disturb any member while speaking or refuse to obey the orders of the council or its presiding officer. Any person making personal, impertinent, or slanderous remarks, or who shall become boisterous or disruptive during the council meeting shall be forthwith barred from further presentation to the council by the presiding officer, unless permission to continue be granted by the presiding officer or the majority vote of the council. And so let's just make this a productive meeting. Let's move on to the reading and approval of minutes.
Okay, for November 4th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Council present was Mayor Anna LaDuke, Council Marvin Garding, Sharon Briggs, and Betsy Hugelman. Mayor LaDuke read the council rules of conduct. Minutes, Lorene Felstedt wanted local government review impact information added to the 10-7 minutes. Motion to approve the minutes was made by Betsy and Marvin second, and all approved. Minutes for the 10-14 meeting, motion to approve the minutes was made by Betsy, Sharon second, Marvin abstained. Claims were discussed in the amount of $11,000. How much was it? $11,000. There's a little typo on that. $11,760.91. Motion to approve the claims was made by Betsy, Sharon second, all approved. Maintenance reports. Marvin Garding said that he has been painting the inside of the old fire hall garage. Water sewer, Charlie Jenkins, invoice for Brown Septic was presented for Adams Trailer Court sewer clog that needed to be cleared out immediately. Andy Short came out to assess and wrote a letter to the owner that fixes that need to be made. Sharon motioned to approve the invoice. Betsy and Marvin did not approve the invoice. The invoice will be paid by the property owner. We found some pinhole leaks in the service line on Rose Hill, fixed those. A few water meter units had some communication issues, but they are being addressed. Easement may be needed for Pan Smith property on 5th Street for a road and sewer water access to the property. Road base is being delivered by RLC and the material is being spread by the town. No public comment. Water project, Paul Montgomery. Pay app number 7. Funding sources have stayed the same since the last meeting. Final RLC bills will come in December. Records, as-built, and photo records will be given to the town after the project is completed. Public portal may be available from grant funds. He is looking into that. Public comment, Lorene Felstedt asked about false information on a neighbor's water meter unit. Charlie said that 2 of the property's meters numbers got switched and it has been fixed. Quarterly reports, county attorney not in attendance, Sheriff Sergeant Allard, 84.25 hours, 80 total calls of service. They are trying to have a presence here. The fire department, Chief Frisbee, sign up for Code Red program for Mineral County Emergency Notification Program for fire law enforcement for when we need a shelter in place or evacuation. There is a decrease in fire activity lately, but an increase in medical aids and accidents. Mitigation program is still available, but filling up. Call the station for more information. They are fully staffed with 3 to 4 people stationed full-time in Alberton. In public comment, Garth Reeby said that there was a great showing on Halloween by the fire department. County planner not in attendance. Old business, new business, no old business. Blah. So new business, Jody Albert recently bought 110 Adams Street. He is interested in a long-term business plan with a possibility of putting in a laundry, feed store, or cannabis shop. There were multiple comments about the type and nature of the businesses he was considering. Several citizens made comments on the cannabis shop idea. Lorraine Felstedt asked if the property was a right-of-way. Jody said he'd look into that. Amendment to salary ordinance. Sharon Briggs commented that Tina, Leslie, and Nancy's hirings were not approved by council. Several public comments were made by citizens opposing this amendment to the ordinance. Lorraine Felstedt suggested we need to take more time to resolve this issue. No vote due to no quorum present. Marvin Garding recused. Clerk notes none. Public comment. Bob Summerfield said that 87 bear-resistant garbage cans are on order to be placed in town on the north side of Railroad Avenue. Republic Services will send out a flyer and notices will be made online. Samantha Balk says that Peak is planning events for the holidays and they are looking for volunteers. Jeremiah Lepham is offering $250 from his own pocket for best decorated house. There are several holiday events scheduled through December 20th. Motion to adjourn the meeting was made by Sharon. Betsy second, all approved. Meeting adjourned at 8:35 p.m.
So, public comment, Nancy's read?
I have a comment.
Yes.
I did not say that Tina and Leslie's hirings were not were not approved by the council, because they were.
They were, yeah.
Tina and Leslie were hired by the council, not Nancy.
Okay, that's what I have in my notes. Okay, no problem.
Changed. Sorry.
Noted.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
Do I have any other public comment on the minutes as read? Alright, do I have a motion to approve the minutes with the changes made by Sharon?
Oh, motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
Alright, minutes are approved. Alright, let's move on to the claims.
Oh.
Let's see. Has everybody had a chance to look at all the claims?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve the claims in the amount of $33,147.80?
I will first.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright, minutes are approved. Let's move on to maintenance updates with Marvin. Marvin, do you have any updates for us?
believe it or not, I'm still painting the old fire hall, but it's looking better all the time. I'm actually reorganizing everything at the same time. It's been a long process. But yeah, I'm still working on that. Hopefully I'll be done in the next week or two. Other than that, nothing.
Does anybody have any questions for Marvin? Alright, let's move on to water sewer updates with Charlie. Thank you for the update, Marvin.
Okay. Charlie, water and sewer. The beginning of November, we received 400 cubic yards of road mix from RLC. Got all that laid down, and we rented a compactor from Time Rental and rolled all the roads as well. And I would say we received positive feedback from the residents, and I think it was a good deal. So basically, we ended up with some extra road mix, so I had them stockpile it in 3 different spots around town, and next spring I'd like to make another pretty good push on roads, like getting them all fixed up. And I would definitely advocate for renting the roller again. We rented it just for one day. It was like $360 maybe for a roller for a day, and it just turned out great. And so that type of situation for the rest of the roads, yeah, I would like to do kind of an assessment on that in the spring. And also dust abatement, looking at putting a product on the roads. We used to do that, and that's been a concern with a lot of the citizens that were in the impact zone of the project, because obviously it got real dusty this summer. But in total of that, that was something that the town used to do on and off most years, and then they take like a year off, and then 2 years on, a year off, or something of that nature is kind of what I've seen in the records. And we have not sprayed the roads since like 2018, perhaps. And I talked to the guy that we used to use, Lyman. He's out of Kalispell, and I told him about our roads getting ripped up for the project or whatever, and basically he told me that there's like 7 different products nowadays, and he will come out and look at our roads and do an assessment and put the best product for the application. So seemed like a good deal, and he said he would love the excuse to come out of here and go fishing. So I think that's a win. In terms of things in the spring, one of our aerators, I don't know if I touched on this at the last meeting or not. One of the aerators started clattering real good, and there's a guy, we call him the motor guy, Jim the motor guy. He came out and listened to it, and he's like, yeah, that's not good. And so went ahead, and he was looking into it. It's basically a thing, it's one of the blowers. So basically we have 2 motors, 2 blowers, and we've had issues with the motors this last year, and now it's a blower. So I feel like it's kind of a necessary item. I don't have a price for it yet. However, in having messing with that for some time, I took some DO samples, and the dissolved oxygen that the blowers do 2 things. They mix everything up in the lagoons, and they also provide dissolved oxygen into the water, and that's what the bugs need. The dissolved oxygen doesn't drastically drop. So in the last 2 weeks, I've been shutting the blowers off I started just by like a half a day and test the DO, and it doesn't drop that much. And basically what it is, the water temperature, the bugs are less active, so they need less DO in the wintertime. Now I'm to the point where the last week I've been shutting it off all day long for like 8 hours, and the DO is not dropping out of sight at all. And so I feel like I'm going to continue kind of doing this little study for like the next month. But I think it is going to be a real cost savings, especially in wintertime. Like I don't think we need to run them 24 hours a day. It's kind of what I'm really, really getting at. And I think it's going to be a really, really good, beneficial thing. The summertime for sure. In the heat of the summer, the bugs are the most active, and our DO levels drop within like the 3-4 milligrams per liter, which they need to be like minimum at like a 3.5. So in the summertime, we're going to need to keep them going all the time. But I think basically shoulder seasons and winter, from everything that I've studied in the last 2 weeks, I feel like we're onto something there. I finally moved the antennas at both the tank site and the well house. So we climbed up on the tank and we moved the antenna around to the front of the tank. And I ordered the Ethernet cable earlier, like in the summer. And I've had it, and something happened, and the bridge has not communicated since November 12th. And so went ahead and got that. Something with us switching out the Ethernet cable and re-terminating the ends and then plugging it back in, it blew a fuse. So I just put the fuse in today. I went and got the fuses yesterday, put it in, and the bridge is talking. So that was a win. And also today I went down and I put the plow blade on the skid steer, which I never did that last winter. It was just kind of like ran with the bucket, and I talked to RC this spring and he said, you should try that plow blade, and I did today, and it's awesome. It's really cool. It needs a little work. There's one side of it that has been welded on, and some extra brackets have been welded on the one side, and I need to do the same thing to the other side. And then at the end of the day, blew a hydraulic line. So I'm gonna need to get another one of those. But the blade is gonna be awesome. So that's what I've got for water and sewer.
Thanks for those updates. Does anybody have any questions for Charlie? Well, thanks for all those updates and all the hard work you're doing.
Yes.
Sure.
Alright, let's move on to quarterly reports. Looks like we've got Sheriff's Department here.
Do we want to? Do you want to go through the?
Oh, yeah, sorry,
Engineering.
water project updates. Sorry, I totally missed that.
No worries.
Then we'll get to it.
Yeah. So Paul's not here. Basically, in a nutshell, this is very similar to the last month's engineer report from Paul. Yeah, I guess I'll just go through it. They processed RLC's final payment, application number 8, for $123,000, included in pay package number 20, which is being processed by Jessica. Change order number 4, which adds the additional work RLC accomplished, as well as the reconciliation of all the bid quantities, was prepared and approved by RLC and Paul, to be considered at the council meeting tonight. The final change order number 4 amount is negative $26,000, and the final contract amount is for $2,987,000. Status of all of the 8 funding sources as of funding package number 19 is unchanged from October. Does anybody feel like they want me to go through all of those?
No.
Okay, I don't think so either. But and then in terms of Anderson Montgomery's most recent invoice, we have $39,000 remaining in their contract to finish construction management, grant administration, and closeout, the operation and maintenance manual, and project finalization. With the original contract, change orders 1 through 4, the total construction project cost $2,987,000. Total change order amount was $131,000, or approximately 4.62% of the original bid. The town purchased and installed the 400 cubic yards of road mix from RLC, which I talked about, and the cost on that was $16,400. The overall project status and construction, basically all of the project elements are completed. They had the fencing subcontractors come in, and they fixed up the fence on 140 it's either 142 or 143 Railroad. And they also did the 2 fencing structures around the spring sites. So those are up and completed. And it's Paul saying that we have prepared and submitted the closeout reports for a couple of the funding agencies. And they're working on the closeout reports for the SRF and the DNRC. And Anderson Montgomery is still to complete the as-built drawings, the project manual, and curate all the photos. And there will be one more pay package as Anderson Montgomery completes its work. And so in your packet, there is this change order number 4 that was mentioned at the top. That needs to be signed tonight also.
It's negative.
That's just showing that we're getting 26,000 back.
Yeah, or it's,
Or
Credited
not
towards the-
spending, we're being credited 26,000.
yeah,
Spending.
there's the finale on that deal. And that is it.
Does anybody have any questions about the, water project updates?
I'd like to say something.
Okay.
We had like a little tiny sinkhole by the fire hydrant in my front yard. Charlie was right on it. It was the day after Thanksgiving. It was about that big. He stuck his arm in there about this far in the hole. But he came over and he compacted it and now it's all good.
Awesome.
But I was really afraid someone was gonna fall in.
So that is another thing I would like to touch on with this. We have a 1-year warranty with RLC. So if there is anything that anybody sees that's weird, water that's leaking underground will create sinkholes and weird different things. Also, and not just water, but also like not effective compaction. So in that, I documented it, took pictures, and I sent an email to Paul and Connor from RLC and just told them and noted it, and they were like, okay, good deal. And Paul made sure that he reminded me, like, you know, we do have a 1-year warranty. So if something drastically goes wrong or whatever, like, you know, if you see something, please call me. We'll try to get it taken care of for sure. So, yeah,
Thanks, Charlie.
yeah, thank you.
Right, good. Thanks for getting on the ball and getting that fixed.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's move on.
We need to approve the change. Do we need to approve the change order? Or is that just for you?
I think that's just for me.
Okay. I mean, it's minus anyway, so it's a
We're
credit.
not spending
Okay,
money.
perfect. That means,
Alright. Where's my agenda? Sorry. There it is. Alright, let's move on to quarterly reports and Manpower, you wanna give us an update?
Yeah. I think Ryan said he emailed you the.
yes, and they all have copies.
Said he put the nice snowman and Christmas tree on. Nothing too crazy for the month of November, but as it gets colder, as I like to put it, gets cold, the crackheads go to sleep, it gets warm, they come back out, so. I was on vacation most of the month, so hours might be a little shorter than what they typically are, but it looks like they still got 80.5 total. Was it 82 that we're supposed to have?
I think it's around 80.
I think it's
It's
around
80.
80, so.
Yeah.
Mostly just general patrols. I've had an ongoing juvenile case, that was a lot of my hours this week, but somebody's been, he thinks he can just go around vandalizing stuff, which, no good. Looks like there was one disturbance call, but other than that, mainly just general patrols and school events and things like that. Ryan's been working with some citizens here in the drug task force. I don't know if you guys have met Agent Allard with the DCIDEA out of Missoula. He used to be a sergeant here. If the name sounds familiar, now his little brother's our sergeant. So we're working close with him to shut quite a few things down as fast as we can. So unfortunately, it might sound like, yeah, they've got drugs, we can just go in there and get it. You can't. That's the unfortunate thing with Montana is enhanced right to privacy. We have to have hard proof, and it's a lot longer process than what you see on TV, unfortunately. These things take months. We can't just go kick in the door and bust a lab down and things like that. But we did hire a new person. I don't know if you guys knew, Deputy Banks moved on to DCI Major Crimes. Toby Sutton started, I think, while I was on vacation, so about 2 weeks ago. So if you see a new face around here, right now he's riding with Sergeant Allard. Retired 20 years in the Coast Guard, so he's pretty put together. You guys will like him. Other than that, one thing I wanted to bring up, which is, it's pretty much in all the schools, but we have a big problem, and I just wrote another one. Kids getting a hold of nicotine and marijuana vaping devices, as well as Zins. I'm trying to work with the school to find out where they're getting them, but kids are not talking, obviously. So if you guys see it or hear about it, an adult providing them to them, please feel free to call our office and let me know, because I would love to have a chat with that individual. So that's about it. There were 60 total calls that weren't self-initiated for the town hour for the month. Right.
Thanks, Drew.
Any
What
questions?
do you guys do? Any other questions?
All right.
Thank you for those updates.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the fire department.
Hi everyone, I'm Damian Frisbee from Town Fire, and kind of spent the day working on our senior luncheon for tomorrow, smoking a bunch of pulled pork, so forgive me for the easy look today. We have been doing really well out here. Not a whole lot going on the fire side of things, that's good. Bad thing is you know, roads are getting bad and the accidents are starting to pick up a little bit more. Just had a rollover right out at 77, barely in Missoula County. But they're starting to pick up a little bit more, and I expect that they will, especially with conditions. Be careful going home tonight. Petty Creek was pretty icy already, and town's starting to get a little icy here already as well. Keep us in mind for the mitigation program for next year. If we still have room for next year, we got hit pretty heavy with a lot of people asking. I'm hopeful that we can keep going with that every year that we can. And talking to the county and the state, it looks promising, but it's never anything for sure. That's pretty much it, guys. Nice and easy couple of weeks. I hope we continue with that. Any questions or anything?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for your update. All right, let's move on to our county planner attorney. So let's move on to new business. So we have the resolution approval of the water portal contract. I'll go ahead and read this and then open it up to public comment. Nancy, do you want to explain a little bit about it?
This is that same customer portal that we've been kind of talking about with Paul and trying to get set up for the town citizens. And it is, in order to do it, we need to do this resolution because it allows us to pay the cheaper price and get it covered by grants and not have to go through RLC because it's still through the water project. This allows us to bypass the water project in a way and be able to still get it using grant money from the water project. So this is kind of the legal resolution that once it's signed, we can submit it and to the grant companies and get it covered and get that portal and save us a lot of money. So that's kind of in a nutshell.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and read this and then open it up to public comment. A resolution of the city of the City Council of the Town of Alberton, Montana, adopting a portion of state law allowing the Town of Alberton to purchase items under a sole source method solely for acquisition of a one-time contract for a My Water Advisor customer portal. Whereas the Town of Alberton recently installed new cellular water meters for every household within the town limits. Whereas the My Water Meter customer portal would allow all town citizens to access their own water meter for information in real time. And whereas the town has determined that the My Water Meter customer portal would be beneficial for its citizens. Whereas the town engineer at Montgomery Consulting has determined that the My Water Advisor product is the appropriate system for the town's water meter system and the town's customer base. And whereas although the town of Alberton is generally required to proceed with the competitive bidding of the acquisition of items, state law, particularly 18-4-306 MCA provides that the state of Montana may, under rules adopted by the State Department of Administration, awards contracts for supply or service items without competition when there is only one source of the required supply of or service item. And whereas state law, particularly 18-4-124 MCA provides that its political subdivision of the state law may adopt any or all parts of Chapter 4 of Title 18 of Montana Code annotated, including 18-4-306, as well as the accompanying rules promulgated by the State Department of Administrations. And whereas the Town Council of the Town of Alberton has determined, for the reasons set forth above, that it would be in the best interest of the Town of Alberton and for the inhabitants, permit the Town of Alberton to purchase the one-time contract for the My Water Advisor customer portal. Now therefore it be resolved by the Town Council of the Town of Alberton, Montana as follows. Section 1, all of the recitals set forth above are hereby adopted as findings of facts. Section 2, pursuant to the authority contained in 18-4-124 MCA, the Town of Alberton is hereby adopts the sole source procurement powers and procedures identified in 18-4-306 MCA and the administrative rules of Montana, Section 2.5.604, solely for the purchase of the My Water Advisor customer portal. Section 3. This resolution shall take effect immediately upon its adoption by the Town Council and signing the mayor thereof, passed and adopted. Do I have any public comment on this resolution? Okay. Do I have any council comment or a motion?
I'll motion to approve.
All right,
I'll second.
all right. All in favor to approve the resolution number 3, please?
Aye.
All right. So it's passed, so people can access their water meters.
And is that what this core main bid is
Yeah,
for?
that's the actual invoice, a one-time fee,
A
yeah.
lot lower than.
Yeah, that's why we're going this route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the swearing in of the new officers. Nancy, you wanna take that over?
Sure. Let me get my file. Okay. So I need all three of you to stand up in front and we'll read I'll do it all at once. So,
Okay,
Yeah.
in front of you? or
yeah, just
right
face
here?
just face this way. So if you guys wanna. Okay. So I want you to repeat after me. And it says, I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
that I will
Support, protect,
and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Montana,
and the Constitution of the State of Montana,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
and I
I'll
Discharge
discharge
the
the
duties
duties
of
of
my
my
office with
office with
Fidelity.
I just want to say, and that's it. So you can just swear that you're good. Swear to this is the official oath of office. It takes effect, for everybody who doesn't know this, it takes effect January 1st. We are doing it now because in order for them to be legal at the next council meeting, everything has to be in with the clerk and recorder's office filed and finished. So that way they are legal. So we're doing it now and we're dating it for the 1st. So
And so will they be signing it on the 1st? or
they're
will they
gonna
be
sign
signing
it tonight so I can submit it, and then I'll do the rest. I'll submit it the next week or so it's in on time, and then you're legal.
Okay,
Alright,
thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Okay.
alright, let's move on to clerk notes.
I don't have anything. I think I'm good. No, there's not much right
Let's
now.
move on to public comment. Do we have any public comment? Yes, Kim.
Kim Garden, I represent senior citizens. Tonight I'm representing the library. About a year ago, or however long ago, we were doing the ordinances. And I had thought, since we were going through the ordinances and going to make them fresh, new, and complete, or whatever it was, we were going to fix them. I had thought that the one from the library could be updated at the same time. I was just wondering if it was complete, if I could get it back and return it.
They're being worked on. I've actually started them, and and it's once I do one, I'm doing them all. So,
Okay.
and I have talked to Blue, so she's like aware they're coming. It's coming, and she's
Okay.
so. But in the meantime, what we currently have is on the website, but I'm actively already started, and
Thank you.
yes.
Do you have any other public comment? Yes.
Shannon Cuneo, speaking as the bookkeeper for the Alberton Senior Center. I'm hoping to get a little information on where we are with the lease with the attorney. As I understood, there were some questions that came back that needed to be answered. Did that ever get done? Do you know where?
He's,
Sam?
I have contacted him, and he wasn't done with it yet, but I'll call him again.
Done with the lease
Or
with
just
the questions?
whatever he was working on with it, the next stage to bring it over. I don't know. He said it, and I don't know. He said Walter said he submitted them like last fall, and nobody responded to them, hence the delay. I don't know anything about it, and so to seniors group. Sorry.
Oh, so he asked questions of us. Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying that's what he said. I have no information on that other than what he said. And he said that was the cause for the delay. And I'm like, okay, but nonetheless, we're working on it now. And I actually touched base with him last week, and he said this week, so I'm going to touch base with him this week.
Okay, can we get Wally's number or email so that I can contact him and say, hey, whatever your questions are, please send them again. We'd be more than happy to answer it.
Yeah, it's on the county website, under the attorney.
Yeah, Wally doesn't have it.
No, but the attorney's office is. And you
okay.
can contact you can look on the county office, the county webpage, and
Yeah.
under the attorney's office, it does have some contact information. It won't be his directly, but it'll be his office.
Okay, thank you.
And you're looking for like a Brandy Taylor.
Brandy Taylor?
Yeah.
Look for like a Brandy Taylor email.
Okay.
That one goes to Wally.
I don't have anything that old that I could find that had anything to do with it, so I think I'm just gonna have to ask, have them ask the questions again.
Yeah,
You know,
so I don't even have the questions. I don't know what they were.
We have
So-
insurance, yes, we do.
We never done
You know, that sort of thing, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen
We've
it.
never done anything.
Okay. Anyway, I will try and follow up with that and get the questions answered. Yeah, and if anybody has good contact that,
That's really the only, that Brandy, that's all the stuff funnels in through her and then goes, but her stuff is on the website, and then you can just go through her and you can address it to Wally and she'll forward it.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you have any other public comment? Yes, Bob.
Bob Summerfield, Bear Smart, Alberton. You heard in the reading of the minutes that Bear Smart, Alberton ordered 87 bear-resistant garbage cans to be placed on the north side of Railroad Avenue. Those should be here around the middle of the month. And then once they get here, Republic will distribute those out in the community on whatever schedule they arrange. But there's more news. We applied for a second round of grants, and in November, we received funding to purchase another 150 bear-resistant garbage cans. So we will be placing that order right after the first of the year. And there's even more news. So our grantor has promised us that if we get the 87 cans out, and if we get the order placed for the 150 cans, they will give us funding for another 150 cans. So that will bring the total to, 387. So that should be just about sufficient to do the entire area that Republic calls their Alberton route. That includes the whole town of Alberton plus outlying areas around Alberton. There's a little bit of a concern about that in that we're not the only ones ordering garbage cans. Missoula will be ordering 600 cans. Gardner is ordering 125 cans. There are some other towns in the state that receive this funding also, and I imagine some of those will be ordering cans. So the concern is that there'll be so many cans ordered that they will overwhelm the ability of the manufacturer to produce these cans. But we have agreement that Alberton is going to be at the head of the line. So we'll be the top priority. We'll get at least the 87 and the first 150. We'll get those ahead of everybody else. So good news all around on that. That's a huge step in making Alberton a Bear Smart community. So.
Thank you for that update, Bob.
Good job, Bob.
All right, do we have any other public comment?
Well, go ahead.
I just have one question. I couldn't hear the total amount for the claims approved tonight.
It was, let me go back and look.
There's a typo on them.
Oh, that was the minutes. That was-
For tonight?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
tonight.
sorry.
It was
Yep.
33,000.
Yeah. Did you?
$33,147.80.
Thank you.
All right, do I have any other public comment?
Well, I'm not public. I am Marvin Garden, councilperson. I just want to congratulate Tim Fox on his being voted in as a councilperson. Congratulate Sharon Riggs for her reelection. And I want to congratulate, what's her name over there?
Thank you, Mark.
That's it.
Do we have any other public comment?
I'm Charlie. I would like to say thank you to Betsy for your service.
Yes. You're welcome.
I would like to say, and I would like to say thank you to Anna for your service.
Right on, Charlie.
Any other public comment? All right, do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Go first.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned at 7:44.